So it's time for a beautiful Fort Lauderdale sunset. I'll turn my camera around for you. It looked like we were getting a storm, and then the storm went away, and a gorgeous sunset came out in its place. Look at those colors. And the dolphins. Hi, Darla. Darla, did I see that it's like 64 degrees in Pennsylvania right now? Because it is steaming hot here in South Florida. Like, wow, super hot. I have a little air conditioner on myself. I can't believe how quickly it gets cold up north. Like, you can see the sunset reflected in the windows of this apartment building. Really beautiful. Where is everybody? Come say hello. There's Kat. Hi, Kat. Hey, Gretchen. Yay, Gretchen's on. We missed you earlier today. 72 and dropping. Ooh, I wouldn't mind 72. I think it's got to be in the 90s right now here in Florida. I want to show you my cool little air conditioner. Now, this is neat. I think, Darla, you might have mentioned you don't have any air conditioning. It's really kind of easy to make it yourself. So this little machine has, you put water in it, and then the water comes out of these two holes, and the air comes, to the fan, and it makes the water cold, so it is like an air conditioner. I like it. It doesn't keep the charge that long, but boy, it's better than nothing. It's helpful. Yeah, you don't even need to buy one. You can like put a bucket of water in front of a fan. It'll do the same thing, something like that. I don't know, look it up on the internet. There's ways to make your own air conditioner. Those crazy clouds. How you doing, Melody? Good to see you, my friend. I like it when clouds all the way over here are shining from the sun. That's pretty neat. Hey, Two Stroke. Oh, Trump's about to speak at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It should be funny. Thank you for telling me. I need to go live for that. I did not realize. Let me see if I can find him. Hey, Retro. We are just watching the sunset. I think it's not going to be visible, but it's going behind the clouds. Anyway, put the camera over that way. And I'll look for President Trump's speech. Cooling towels do help. I need to find them. Donna gave them to me, and I gotta look for them. So I don't see the White House on live right now. Today, earlier, he did make an announcement about American nuclear innovation. We can look that up. Hello. You like this lipstick? This is made by a company called Say Bella, and it is hypoallergenic and organic and safe to eat. Because we all eat our lipstick, don't we? Yes, Darla the duck. Oh my gosh, I got a really cute picture of Darla the duck who loves water and got very wet today and every day. Well, Kat, I'm so happy to see you. Glad you're here. Amazon. What's on Amazon? And I am not finding President Trump live anywhere at the moment. I'm looking, guys. I'm looking. See who else is live right now. Oh, he is live on Fox. But he's not talking yet, so. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm single, baby. No, I'm not. I'm not single. I'll never be single again. I'll be a widow forever. Not looking for a man. It is funny though. You come on this show. You're joking, right? What a funny thing to ask. It's like if I were single and looking to date and I was doing it on the Beach Report, could you imagine? Yeah, Danny. Are you transgender? Is that why you're asking? Because you think everyone's transgender? So weird. Oh, the cooling towels are on Amazon. No, I have them. I just have to find them. Okay. Let's see what we got here. The sound isn't all that good. So we're just gonna listen, okay? Won't be able to see it. My camera's not set up for it right now. You know, it's really weird. There is all of this news going on about how voting problems, Biden's final backstab, then this is from Robert Gouveia. I like him. He does law things, but when are they going to be held accountable? Friendship Park in Tijuana, really? I love the dolphins. They're so cute. Uh-oh, Cat. Don't date. Yes, look how pretty it is here. Hey, Pacific. I don't know, you guys. I am... Well, we're just waiting for President Trump. And we'll just listen and watch the Florida sunset. Because really, do you need to look at this? And what about this? This person. It looks very masculine to me. I'm not sure. But then again, someone just thought I was a tranny, so there's that. Hi, Gabe. No, President Trump is married. Why would I date a married man? I would never do that. Hey, Rocktober's in the house. Hello. So good to see you. Okay, I'll show you our sunset. It's still working on it. Sunset after party about to start any minute now because we can't even see the sun go down. That's right, Gabe. I ain't no home wrecker. I actually had my own home wrecked by a woman who stole my dad from my mom, so I would never do that. Hello, Ed. You know, Kat, I agree. That's what I want to talk about. Yeah, no, I did not say that, Kraft cheese. I don't want to date anybody because just like Kat, I'm a widow. Still married to my husband. See that? It's my wedding ring. I'll never take it off. And I'll never forget the love of my life, Ray Becerra. Okay, I think President Trump's going to start talking now. Let's listen. Who is that? Looks familiar. I don't know who it is. All right, I think he's going to start talking very soon. I'm in Florida, South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, actually. Because usually the president is an older gentleman, and most older gentlemen are married. But I understand you, Kat. I want to be a widow forever. I'm proud to be the widow of Ray Becerra. He was an incredible human being. And I'm so proud of my husband, even if he is no longer among us. He will always be my husband. So, please be respectful, okay? Hi, Stacy. I don't want to look provocative. Guess what? I don't care. Hello, Vanessa Becerra. It's so good to see you. I like the nice people. Claw knows. No, Claw could say it. Creepers creeping. I don't see anything wrong with that, Darla. Be careful who you're kicking off, unless that's something they said badly before. I don't know. My mods and I have had talks about I should not even look, because sometimes it's just not good for me. Oh, Darla, yeah. Okay, President Trump. Here we go.
Welcome back to the 2026 White House Correspondents' Dinner. I hope everyone enjoyed their meal. Since Calvin Coolidge became the first president to attend this event in 1924, nearly every sitting president has joined us at some point in their term.
See you later,
tradition
October.
is rooted in a simple principle that a president and the press corps that covers him can share a meal and even a joke. This dinner has never lacked for opinions. I know everyone has a lot of feelings about it, even under normal circumstances, and people ask, should it still exist? But every year, we pack the room. In fact, we just did it twice.
Hey, Karen.
Here tonight, this
So
evening
good to see
is dedicated to the First Amendment and the excellent work of our colleagues and scholars. President Trump, you are joining us tonight for the second time in 3 months, and we don't take that lightly. Thank you.
Yeah, considering what happened the last time.
Thank you again to Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt and the White House press team. Thanks to the relentless WHCA board members, our executive director, Steve Thoma, and our general counsel, Simon Lakovich.
So those of you just joining us, we are listening to President Trump, who is at the Washington Correspondents' Dinner, and that's what we're doing now.
And of course, my family.
Oops, what'd I do?
Thank you again to Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
Oh, you already said that.
Press team. Thanks to the relentless WHCA board members, our executive director, Steve Thoma, and our general counsel, Simon Lakovich.
All right, okay. Let's hear President Trump.
And friendship. I have to say thank you again to my CBS News family for enduring a second round of dinner planning. And of course, my family, I love you so much. Our entertainer, mentalist Oz Perlman is also back with us. Thank you, Oz. guess Caroline's baby's name right last time, and we can't wait to
Oh,
see what
that's
you
nice.
reveal. But you can skip the part where you guess the president's.
So while we're waiting for the real things to happen, M1 wants to know if I'm a Trump supporter. Please don't hate the Trump supporters. My goodness. What is there to hate? Trump supporters love America. Trump supporters want the best for our country. And Trump supporters don't hate anybody. We just want the best. We are distrustful of Democrats. We are tired of them letting people steal from us. We are angry. We are frustrated. But we are not the kind of people who hate other people. And Jamie just said it. Trump is the best president we've ever had. So we're just waiting for him to start speaking because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like this is the second try for the White House press correspondents' dinner after the last one was so rudely interrupted by an assassin. I voted him all 3 times, but he is a big no for data centers. Sofa King, we've been talking about data centers, and yes, I agree with you. That is a big danger to all of us. So thank you, M1. Trump, 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 pod nose. What would you give me your number for? I don't like to talk on the phone, and I don't talk to strangers. Most Trump supporters are good, peaceful, loving people. The majority. All right. President Trump, I think, is about to start. Oh, we're singing and getting demonetized. Fight o'er the ramparts we watch. We're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave truth through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's one of my favorite songs to sing. It's not an easy song to sing, but it is a beautiful song for our country. I am not really on an island. Well, I'm near an island. I'm in South Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, Kenneth, if you don't like it, take off, because I'll do it again and again and again. I love to sing, and my followers love it when I do sing, and those of you who don't love it, you can just take off, God bless this nation. Pray for our troops and for our President Trump.
1789, I'm James Madison. Yes, that James Madison. I wrote the First Amendment.
Just listen.
At the time, we worried a king might control the press. Turns out you're now worried about tweets, algorithms, and people yelling on television. Let me clarify the rule. The government doesn't get to shut the press up. Not when it's wrong. Not when it's annoying.
Oh, it's usually wrong.
And not when it's asking uncomfortable questions.
They don't do that anymore. The hell is that all about?
The freedom of the press. It is the foundation.
The freedom of the press. All right, you know what? I can't even take this because I am a card-carrying journalist, okay? I went to journalism school back in 1980. Well, 83, I graduated from high school. So 83, I graduated in 1987 from the Scripps School of Journalism. And when I see these press dinners and things like this, and I look at the so-called press, they really make me mad. Because most of them are liars. Most of them are propagandists. There are very few actual journalists in the world anymore. I am in Florida, Sophie King, on the east coast of Florida. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for the star. Jim's just a card carrying magician. Are you really a magician, Jim? That's pretty cool. All right, I can't hear to this. I can't listen to this drivel about how our press is like checks and balances against the government. That wasn't true during the Biden era. Our press lied to us. They told us that President Biden was with it. Oh yeah, most free and fair election ever in the history of all elections. Oh yeah. I'm so angry with the journalists that aren't really journalists. Kenneth, what happened to commercial journalism? Are they being paid off, or are the people who own the networks stifling their ability to tell the truth? I would say both. I would say both. That's why I don't do it anymore. Sorry, it's very hot here. Hey, Ashley's in the house. Yeah, they do. They suck. Journalism definitely bought and paid for, except right here on the Beach Report. I am not bought and paid for. In fact, I don't make very much money, but that's okay because I don't believe in money. And I think that I would rather have nothing than be rich from telling lies, because you know, the truth is for free, but lies, they're very expensive. That's why Rachel Maddow makes millions of dollars and I make barely anything. But that's okay. And Hulk Smash be telling the truth. You're right. We just saw 4 years of one of the worst human beings on earth pretending to be our president. Money can't buy you love, Dana knows. Can't buy me love. Oh, everybody tells me so. Can't buy me love. Whoa, no, 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 no. Say you don't need no diamond rings and I'll be satisfied. Tell me that you want the kind of things the money just can't buy. I don't care too much for money. Money can't buy me love, and it can't buy the truth either. MSM is the left-wing propaganda machine. Hi, Bunny, you belong here. You have found your tribe. That's right, I'm a sun worshiper. I love the sun. Yes, I don't watch television, and I certainly don't believe in mainstream media, even though I used to write for a mainstream newspaper for a very long time. But I don't do that anymore. Now I do the Beach Report. All right, let's hear what's going on.
With all the fanfare around this deal to leave the conscience of this
I want to hear
nation,
President
the strength of
Trump
this
talk.
nation unaccounted for in relation to these 4 Americans. The notion that I'm content,
Oh,
Major,
that's a bad
nonsense.
voice.
And you should know better.
Hello, everybody. Have a good trip.
Well, you can't fall asleep on Air Force One because you never know when the president.
No, I feel like I'm just listening to a bunch of liars. And then I hear the Obama voice and I'm like, no, not playing that game. Yeah, Ashley, I'm sorry. It is difficult to be pregnant in the heat. So, oh, I hate fake news more than anything else in the whole world. Betty, please. Betty, pick up. Good to see you, Betty. So yeah, it's tough to be a journalist these days, and I've never sold myself to anybody. And thank you, Sophie King. I'm glad you're here. And if you do like the Beach Report, please hop on over to my website, jillbooks.com, because I do write books. And my books come out of my journalism, some of them. The second book that I wrote is about my adoption, because I always felt like I was the original fake person. But it wasn't up to me. I was assigned parents. Thank you, Gretchen. That's right. Go check out my website. That is the only way that I survive here in the crazy world of social media and journalism. But I'm 60 years old, and I've been doing journalism for most of my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And I don't need to get wealthy because I have a wealth of friendship, love, and knowledge. And my 9/11 book, exactly, Jamie. So if you are young and you don't know what happened on 9/11, my book can help you to understand it. And you're 56, well, you are a Gen Xer, and I am your leader. I became a Gen Xer a 60-year-old Gen Xer just last year. You know, we're getting older, but we feral children, we're ruling the world right now. Especially you younger ones. We depend on you. All right, let's check out what this sunset is doing. Ooh, that's pretty. I love that orange color. Yeah, who doesn't miss the 80s? Best decade ever. Growing up in the 80s was like the greatest gift we could ever have had. Thank you, Babar. Is that your name, Babar, or is it Babar? I used to read a book about an elephant named Babar. Remember that book, you guys? And then Jamie is writing her book called Over the Wall, the J6 Story and Beyond. It's going to be amazing. Yes, so beautiful. I know the music. You want to hear a song? I'll sing it. I know them all. Yeah, remember Babar? Well, we've got a nasty troll. Go ahead, take it away. Do you think they served the Democrats lettuce today? Let us hope they did. And you guys must know why Jim is joking about serving the Democrats lettuce. And for those of you who don't get the joke, it's because there is a parasite going around that can be found in the lettuce sold by a certain big company that sells lettuce to other certain big companies, restaurants like Taco Bell. Oh, Babar's 50. You're also a Gen Xer. All right, let's see. Is President Trump talking yet? No. We'll hear what they're saying just a little.
I have ever known. She is my wonderful friend, my partner in 2026-2027 WHCA President Jackie Heinrich, who I've asked.
All right, nobody cares. I find it really difficult to take these journalists very seriously. They all seem to be in some kind of big show, and they get a lot of money to do what they're doing, which is lying to most of us. I give genius anthropologist vibes. Hello, Boomer. You know what? Thank you. I resemble that comment, and I like it. Yeah, Judy. the exploding diarrhea. I guess if you get it, it's no joke, but it might be an easy way to lose 10 pounds. I don't know. I love the USA too. Darla, you're so busy today. Where are you going? No, I don't enjoy sex at my age. Absolutely not. I'm a widow, so I don't have anyone to have sex with, and nor do I want anyone to have sex with. But thank you for asking. Most older women don't like sex and don't want sex. So if you're here looking for sex, I suggest you go elsewhere to like OnlyFans or something. But don't bring that garbage here. We're not interested. We're just happy to be able to get up and walk around. Yeah, I think the parasite was definitely some kind of weapon to get us to buy more toilet paper. Oh, here we go. There's one that we're going to kick off. Yeah, you won't get very far with your stupidness. Oh, my. Hello, Turkey. Sex hunters are definitely on here, always. And what do? We make fun of them if we don't throw them into the intercoastal before I can start toying with them. Ashley, you are having fun being pregnant. I'm glad. But it's very difficult to be pregnant in the heat. You know, I just celebrated my son's birthday yesterday, so I gave birth in July, and then my daughter, well, she was born at the end of August, so I know all about the summer babies and being super pregnant in the heat. It is no fun, but it is fun to feel your babies growing and jumping around inside your belly. That is a blast. I don't think President Trump is going to be talking very much at this dinner because, here, I'll show you why I think that. Look how pretty it is tonight. What you're looking at is Las Olas. That is our kind of midtown street way over there, all lit up. It looks very beautiful. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Hey, Ian. Okay, so here's what's going on.
As harrowing events unfolded that night, their courage was on full display.
Oh, they're talking about what
Kitchen
happened the
workers,
last time.
Ballroom wait staff remained at their posts.
Anyway,
President Trump urged that the evening.
I don't even want to think about it. Assassins. It's a horrible way that we live today. But Barr says sex is not important. Pure love is without sex. Then you mean of God. I agree. My husband died of prostate cancer. So at the end of his life, it was no longer about sex. In fact, our marriage was never about sex. It was about love and respect. And I never had a love like that. And having to watch him die was also pure love, because I sent him into the arms of the Lord. And I know where he is much better than where I am right now. So I feel honored that I could do that for him. Uh-oh, Ashley can't see her feet anymore. That's so normal. Okay, Chicago. 250624. Wait, how does that start? Wanting just to stay away, looking for something to say. I got to figure it out. So here's what happens. I have like this tape recorder thing in my head, and I hear the music, and then it can come out of my mouth. But I have to run the tape recorder first. Hey, children aren't allowed on the beach report, so take your farts elsewhere. We don't care. Thank you, Babar. Okay, go Brazil. Yes, cancer sucks. And dementia is even worse than cancer, I think. I'm so sorry. And I'm glad that your sister is no longer suffering and that you are also no longer suffering. Because when you become a caretaker, even if you're not a caretaker, but when you have to bury someone you love, especially to a horrible disease that debilitates them and takes them down slowly, it is the worst thing ever. It really is. Thank you, Acton Man. I work hard on my tan. I know I'm pretty dark lately because it's summertime and I cannot stay out of the sun. I love it. All right, one last glimpse of this gorgeous evening. Look at that. Colors over Fort Lauderdale and the palm trees and the last rays of the sun reaching up. Yes, if she was a lifelong believer in Jesus, she is in his arms right now. It's a beautiful thing, Sophie King. Thank you, Betty. Oh, for the others, thank you also. Yes, Robert, it's very beautiful here. It's also very hot and humid. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to hang out. But I never want to go inside because it looks like this. St. Petersburg, Florida. I've been there. That is beautiful, Robert. You're on the West Coast, though. I know, Ashley. I love being out here. This is like my favorite place to be. And when I work on my computer out here, if it's not too hot, it's a really nice way to work. Yes, it is absolutely beautiful. What you're looking at over here is the Intercoastal Waterway for Lauderdale. And we live right off on a canal right there. And way over there in the distance are the Florida Everglades. One of my favorite places to go. Yes, God loves me so much and he loves you too. Yes, it is breathtaking, Jamie. Las Olas over there. And the Florida Everglades way over there. And where's the moon? I don't see the moon. Peaceful in St. Petersburg. It's peaceful here in Fort Lauderdale tonight. So I wanted to talk to you about something that is the opposite of peaceful. But I think I need to have more light here. Here, I'm going to let you guys watch this, and I'm going to go find the light so I can see everybody. Okay, we got the lights coming on. There we go. So much better. Okay, and now we can see. Yay! MK, I watched my wife die back in 2021. My husband died in 2022. My wife was 2 years of real bad sickness. I am 73 from Dallas. You sure don't look 60. Well, thank you. I lost my poor husband at 58. That is way too young to die. I'm so glad you're here, Sophie King. I know, most things are nonsense, and a lot of things are AI, and there is no AI on the Beach Report. I am the opposite of AI. I'm a very, very real person. You are here, Babar. We are all here together. And this is the closest you're ever going to get to me because I am here, there, and everywhere. So I'm always traveling, always roaming around. But you can always hang out with me on the Beach Report. So if you are new here, welcome. I am an actual journalist. It's funny that the journalist dinner is tonight, the second journalist dinner. I have to use, ASL for your husband is deaf? American Sign Language is ASL. I didn't know that, and you can speak American Sign Language? That is very interesting. But those of us who have lost our husbands and our wives, you know, we are in this widow's club, if you will, and it is not a club you want to join. However, we are incredibly blessed, those of us who had these great loves, and I certainly cannot ever replace Reynaldo Becerra. I don't even want to try. Robert is 54, another Gen Xer. What's it like in Pakistan, Babar? You sound like a really nice person. I'm glad you're here. So I am going to have to put my hair up in a bun. Someone should suggest that I did it earlier, and I'm like, now I kind of feel like I have to because it is very hot outside. So if you don't mind me getting rid of the toga that I wear, do one of my messy buns. 54 years old. I am everywhere. And Jill is amazing at what she does. I am blessed to have Jill. I'm blessed to have Jamie Crow. Jamie Crow is amazing. You want to talk about an amazing person? Jamie Crow is great. All right, how's that? Feels a little bit better. It's not the best job I've ever done, but you know. I'm in Fort Lauderdale. You better believe I'm hot. It's like 100 degrees here, and I'm sweating up a storm. So funny, right? Okay. Now I want to talk about this situation. So I didn't realize that yesterday, I think it was yesterday, let me make sure, or maybe it was Wednesday evening, but it was a very little known holiday called Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av is a holiday no one ever really talks about, but I've always written about Jewish holidays as a journalist, and yes, we are not AI, we are the real deal. And Tisha B'Av is just one of the weirdest Jewish holidays that I have ever written about. So I'm going to read to you something I've written in the past about it. According to the Talmud, which is the book of law for Jews, when the month of Av arrives, which is around this time, we lessen our joy. Can you imagine a holiday that is about not being happy? The weird thing about Tisha B'Av is that it is expressly for feeling sadness. Thank you, CK TGIF. Exactly. Connie knows one of the holidays that marks horrible things that have happened to the Jewish people. Yes, and nobody really talks about it, but every time Tisha B'Av rolls around, horrible things happen. And that is what happened this year on Tisha B'Av. Directly translated into the 9th of Av, Tisha B'Av is a day of communal mourning. This day commonly occurs between July and August and officially commemorates the long ago destruction of the first and second temples in Jerusalem. And by the way, I have to tell my mods, I'm sorry you guys are going to have to work super hard right now because I'm talking about being Jewish. And these days, Judaism is under fire. These days, the anti-Semites are all around and they're going to come on this show and they're going to say horrible things simply because my last name is Cohen and I'm talking about being Jewish. I am a Messianic Jew, and I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior in 2018. But, Josh, I don't know if you can call Jewish people a race, but yes, they do have a genetic connection with each other. But on the other hand, Judaism is also a religion. So it is interesting and hard to kind of define it because you don't have to be a Jew or descendant of Jewish people in order to become Jewish. You can always convert. When I was a tiny baby, I was converted to Judaism. It wasn't my choice. I was an infant and I was adopted as a little baby. So I was assigned a family and a religion, all in the first 2 weeks of my life. Sadly, it is written in the Bible that the hatred will increase for Jews and also Christians. Yeah. If you think nobody specifically targets Jewish people, Josh, I beg to differ. Did you ever hear of the Holocaust? And I'm asking because I am learning that they don't talk about the Holocaust anymore, and some people don't even know that it happened. October 7th was another Holocaust that people don't like to talk about, but it did happen, and it showed us the barbarism of Hamas and murderous thugs that come from other areas, not Israel. Sophie King lives two doors down from a Messianic Christian church. Great people. Nobody specifically targets Jewish people more than any other race. Again, did you not ever hear of the Holocaust? Yes, other races or other peoples may be targeted, but the Jews are targeted all the time. And today it's worse and worse and worse. So I ask my mods to kick off any Jew hatred that comes my way tonight on the Beach Report, because I don't appreciate it. And you don't belong here. Thank you very much, Sophie King. I love the sparkles. Often referred to as the saddest Jewish holiday of the year, Tisha B'Av is not as well known as the other holidays, but it shares a lot of similarities with Yom Kippur, which also focuses on mourning rituals, including a 24-hour fast, a dry fast, no food, no water. Same with Tisha B'Av. However, it is an ominous sort of day, memorializing several disastrous events that challenged the Jewish people throughout history on the 9th of Av. So I'm not going to talk about those things that happened in the past because, thank you, geez, because it did just happen. So I'm going to tell you what happened most recently in New York City of the hatred of Jews. This article comes from NBC News, so I am going to tell you about it. I'm going to read it to you. The headline, man accused of stabbing Asian and Jewish man in Manhattan faces hate crime charges. Suspect Raul Morales, 51, was reported to have yelled, Allahu Akbar, during the stabbing on the Upper West Side near Central Park, according to Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch. The man accused of stabbing a Jewish and Asian man in attacks on Manhattan's Upper West Side faces hate crime and attempted murder charges, police said today. Witnesses reported that the suspect, Raul Morales, 51, yelled, you know what he yelled, during the attacks. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch, okay, we've just repeated ourselves twice. Great reporting there, guys, on NBC News. Police said Friday that Morales is charged with attempted murder, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon for one victim, and with attempted murder as a hate crime. Assault is a hate crime, first-degree assault, criminal possession of a weapon for the second. I am thankful he is being held accountable and hope he will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, according to Mayor Zoran Mandavi. He said this on X. This kind of despicable violence is not who we are as a city. Every New Yorker deserves to be safe, regardless of their religion or race, said the communist mayor. The hate crime charges relate to the second victim, which sources told NBC New York was the Jewish man. New York City Comptroller Mark Levine said at a Friday news conference identified the victim as Chok Sung and Moshe Yeshak Grunhaus. He said Grunhaus was leaving the Jewish center after attending a service marking Tisha B'Av when he was stabbed. Tisha B'Av is a solemn occasion that remembers the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem and other calamities, according to NBC News. The injuries to the victim were not life-threatening, thank God. They were taken to a hospital and were stable after the attacks, according to police. The stabbings happened around 2 blocks apart on the Upper West Side near Central Park. Police were called about the first attack on 84th Street and Central Park West at around 1:31 in the afternoon and found a 57-year-old man stabbed. Then a second person, 50, was found stabbed at 86th Street and Central Park West. There's no evidence that either victim knew each other or the man who stabbed them. So it is a pretty short news story, but can you imagine that this crazy person was running around with a knife in New York City and stabbing people? I can't even with that. Yeah, he did. He yelled Aloha snack bar, didn't he? Thank you, Connie. That's what I should have said earlier. I just can't imagine. It's like a video game or something. Did you ever see that video game where there's some critter, some girl or something? Usually it's a woman running around with a knife. It's so crazy. Yes. Yeah. What? You want to hang out?
No, you're trouble.
I am trouble. With the capital T.
I think I should just find a movie and crawl into bed and actually get up in the morning.
That sounds like a good plan.
So don't let me.
I will not let you sleep in tomorrow.
So I'll turn that light off. And
Okay.
leave that light on.
Thank you. Good night.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. That's my roommate, by the way. Unvetted immigration will do that. Sofa King knows. It's so true. Okay, I'm going to go back to my article about Tisha B'Av, because that's what makes this hate crime so diabolical. I mean, I don't know if Ruiz Morales knew that it was a Jewish holiday, but it is weird. Hi, Mahmood. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I make you happy. All right, we're going to talk about Tisha B'Av and read you the part in the Mishnah, Ta'anit, which is another book of Moses. It says, 5 misfortunes befell our fathers on the month of Av. On the 9th of Av. On the 9th of Av, it was decreed that our fathers should not enter the promised land. The temple was destroyed the first and second time on the same flippin' day. Bethar was captured and the city, Jerusalem, was plowed up. Now that's ancient. So we know about the first temple, which was destroyed in 586 before Christ. And the second temple, which was decimated in 70 after Christ. But both tragedies took place on the 9th of the month of Av. Jews recognize the Holy Temple as the source of our connection to God and His wisdom. According to Jewish prophecy, from Zion comes forth Torah, and from Jerusalem the word of the Almighty. In the centuries since the temples were destroyed, the curse of the 9th of Av has happened again and again and again. For example, there was the Jews' expulsion from England in 1290, and then from Spain in 1492. The beginning of World War I in 1914, and the mass murder of Jews in the Warsaw Ghetto in 1942. These terrible events all took place on the 9th of Av. Jews observe Tisha B'Av through the process of mourning. Jewish law, otherwise known as halakha, puts many restrictions on Jews when they're in mourning. But when it comes to Tisha B'Av, the mourning process takes a long time, 9 days to be exact. These so-called 9 days at the beginning of the month, known as Rosh Chodesh Av, Rosh means head, the beginning of the month of Av, is a time when Jews begin to lessen our joy until Tisha B'Av. In 2023, the 9 days began on Wednesday. During this time, Jews will often stop cutting their hair. They don't shave, and they prepare for Tisha B'Av. They will also not eat meat anymore. They will stop drinking wine. They will stop doing anything that could be interpreted as entertainment. They even stop going swimming. Good Shabbos to you too, the nurse. In fact, in the 9 days before Tisha B'Av, you shouldn't even wear clean clothes. So combine that with not bathing, and there's an unpleasant smell to add to everyone's feelings of despair. It's funny, only the Jews. And I can say this because I am one, but you know, to come up with a holiday that's all about sadness, it seems kind of very Jew-centric. Fasting on Tisha B'Av is another way to mourn because fasting deprives us of the pleasure of eating. Hello, Duncan. 2 a.m. Wow. The last meal before the fast is always eaten before sunset. In an effort to make this meal the most unpleasant, we sit on the ground and eat pieces of bread dipped in ashes along with cold, hard-boiled eggs. Although I rather like hard-boiled eggs, but bread dipped in ashes sounds like not very good. After the meal, everyone abstains from eating and drinking, which includes no rinsing the mouth or brushing teeth. Again, this is a dry fast. Bitter-tasting medicine, on the other hand, is fine. Wearing leather shoes symbolizes luxury, so they must be taken off at sunset. And there are no weddings and no parties and no working and no laughing. And of course, don't be thinking you're going to bump uglies. In fact, husbands and wives should not even have contact with each other. The mourning and fasting continue until sundown the next day, and the holiday culminates in a break the fast. The fast is broken with traditional Jewish breakfast foods like bagels and lox, noodle, kugel, and blintzes. That sounds yum. I haven't had Jew food in a long time. So there's some things you can do on this day, the Tisha B'Av, to observe, because you sure can't celebrate this so-called holiday. Yes, aspirin would be a good bitter medicine. So the prophet Jeremiah wrote the book of Lamentations in his poetic reaction to the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple in 586 BC. The book consists of 5 poems describing the pain and sorrow over the loss of Jerusalem. Jeremiah also acknowledges that God was punishing the Israelites for their disobedience and concludes by hoping that God will eventually provide their deliverance. According to Jeremiah, God told him to warn everyone. Take for yourself a scroll and write upon it all the words that I have spoken to you concerning Israel and concerning Judah. Perhaps the house of Judah will hear all the evil that I plan to do to them in order that they should repent, each man of his evil ways, and I will forgive their iniquity and their sin. This book of Lamentations is read in the synagogue every year on the eve of the 9th of Av. Pretty crazy. Something else people might do is draw a beautiful picture and rip it up. It's so interesting. Anyway, to those of you celebrating Tisha B'Av, celebrating, wrong word. Those of you mourning Tisha B'Av, it's very sad that we had another Tisha B'Av disaster. Yeah. One man died simply because of another man's hate. It's so wrong. Anyway, let's round this show off with something a little more pleasant, since we do not have to celebrate Tisha B'Av all together at this moment and trying to be very sad. I like to be happy. Let's see what I can find. Here, would you like to learn about quantum physics? No, that seems a lot. A friend of mine tried to explain quantum physics to me. He said it's the intersection between the limits of human scientific understanding and the boundaries of eternity. That's amazing, isn't it? The intersection between the spiritual realm as we know it and the physical realm. The boundary also includes time, not just space. It makes you think of questions like, how do we get to heaven? How do we live forever? And where is eternity? And that's the boundary that God put up to establish the realm of earth. Because if we believe in Jesus, we have everlasting life. So when Jesus said, in my Father's house there are many mansions, the Greek word for mansions, although he was speaking Hebrew, it was recorded in Greek in the New Testament. The word mansion is actually a lot closer to the word that we understand as a dimension. A dimension being a place of many places. It's a lot, I know, sorry. Yes, Connie, you want to talk about CERN? Let's get into that, because that's another one. So CERN is this what do they call it? A hadron collider, where they were trying to what was CERN doing? Changing our dimension, right? Let's talk about it, because they shut it down. Here, I'm going to read the AI overview. It could be wrong, but here's what it says. CERN officially shut down the Large Hadron Collider on June 29th, so just a few weeks ago, to begin long shutdown number 3, a major 4-year upgrade project. Oh, no. No, I think it's important, Connie. I want to know about it. The 27-kilometer underground facility near Geneva, Switzerland will remain offline until 2030 to transform into the high luminosity. What the hell is that? So the target date is 2030. 2030 has long been a target date by the deep state, the elites, the Rockefellers, in an effort to take over the world. Yeah, they're looking for the God particle, but guess what? I've got a God particle, and so do you. They're looking for something that they will never find. They create a black hole, and they will have a problem. Yeah, I don't know if they can do that. Definitely don't do drugs. Yeah, that 2030 date is concerning. While physical beams are off, thousands of scientists will continue evaluating years of accumulated collision data. That's right, World Economic Forum. Yeah, let's look that up. Agenda 2030, of which the CERN restart is part of. And it comes right up. Think about this. 10 years ago, nobody was talking about this. I was, but most people know. And people were calling me crazy, like they are still doing, but I am the opposite of crazy. There are videos of the CERN opening ceremony, and it was crazy, and it was crazy, and it also reminds me of the videos of the opening of that big tunnel, which the name of it is eluding me right now, in Switzerland. And I was there when they were building this tunnel. And it was mind-blowing. It was so big, the way they bored right into a mountain. Oh my God. Yes, they have brought demons into our world. Oh, China also has one that's much larger. I didn't know that, Connie. I'm so glad you're here, Connie. I hope you have liked and subscribed and that you will continue to be part of the Beach Report family because you so belong here. We are your people. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is a global action plan. Now, this is according to AI, adopted by all 193 United States member states in September 2015. Centered around 17 sustainable development goals, it aims to end poverty. Yeah, right. Protect the planet. Pull this leg, it'll play jingle bells, and ensure prosperity for all by the year 2030. Do you see that happening? Prosperity for all. Ending poverty, protecting the planet. Oh my gosh. Are they going to protect the planet with all those data centers they need? I think not. Hi, Jerry Hawley. Thank you very much, Duncan. I appreciate that. Core purpose and structure. It's like opposite day here with this 2030 crap. Connie, you've been following me for 8 years. Oh, girl. Okay, well, I knew something was great about you. Glad you're here. All right, Global Blueprint serves as a shared plan for peace and human well-being through international partnership. Right. Oh, yeah, sure. The 17 goals address broad challenges like hunger, health, education, gender equality, clean water, climate action, and economic growth. Really, really do they now. Hey, Ron, glad you're here. Hi, Brian. Kokomo. There's a place called Kokomo. Now if you wanna go to get away from it all, go down to Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take it to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego. Baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. Way down to Kokomo. You guys know I'm gonna break into song like at the drop of a hat because that's what happens. Anyway, I see Kokomo and I'm singing the Kokomo song, even if that Kokomo I believe is in Florida. I imagine Kokomo, Indiana is a little bit different, but you tell me. What's it like there, Brian? All right, integrated targets contains 169 specific targets linked to the goals, recognizing that social, economic, and environmental issues are deeply connected. Oh, I'll bet they are. Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Connie. Not everyone does. Okay, and tracking and review. Now here's where it gets interesting. Global monitoring. We need that. Assessed yearly through official reports and meetings like the UN high-level political forum. Did President Trump get us out of that damn UN yet? I don't know if he did. I hope he does. Country reports. Nations share regular voluntary national reviews to measure local and national progress. Yeah, that's great. Okay. I'm going to read this is from the United Nations. Transforming Our World, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Here's their preamble. Check this out. This agenda is a plan of action for people, planet, and prosperity. Oh, yeah, right. It also seeks to strengthen universal peace in larger freedom. It's like everything I'm reading here is the opposite. We recognize that eradicating poverty in all its forms and dimensions, including extreme poverty, is the greatest global challenge and an indispensable requirement for sustainable development. Sure. All countries and all stakeholders acting in collaborative partnership will implement this plan. We are resolved to free the human race from the tyranny of poverty and want to heal and secure our planet. That's right, Connie. We are determined to take the bold and transformative steps which are urgently needed to shift the world onto a sustainable and resilient path. As we embark on this collective journey, we pledge that no one will be left behind. Oh, yeah. These 17 Sustainable Development Goals and 169 targets, which we are, and targets being the operative word, in which we are announcing today, demonstrate the scale and ambition of this new universal agenda. They seek to build on the Millennium Development Goals and complete what these did not achieve. They seek to realize the human rights of all and to achieve gender equality, yeah, right, and the empowerment of all women and girls. They are integrated and indivisible and balance the three dimensions of sustainable development: the economic, social, and environmental. The goals and targets will stimulate action over the next 15 years in areas of critical importance for humanity and the planet. People, we are determined to end poverty and hunger in all their forms. Their forms and dimensions, and to ensure that all human beings can fulfill their potential in dignity and equality and in a healthy environment. Yeah, that's never going to happen. Planet, we are determined to protect the planet from degradation, including through sustainable consumption and production, sustainably managing its natural resources, and taking urgent action on climate change so that it can support the needs of the present and future generations. Yeah, and then we're going to introduce these great big data centers, and we're going to give them all our land and water. Whoop-de-doo, won't that be great? Klaus Schwab invented it and just recently stepped down. He is beyond bizarre. Ooh, here's their prosperity promise. We are determined to ensure that all human beings can enjoy prosperous and fulfilling lives, and that economic, social, and technological progress occurs in harmony with nature. Wow. Peace. We are determined to foster peaceful, just, and inclusive societies which are free from fear and violence. There can be no sustainable development without peace, and no peace without sustainable development. This is a word salad, this is. I can't even read any more of this, but it's a heads of state, government, and high representatives. Yeah, they're high, all right. Meeting at the United Nations headquarters in New York. They met in 2015 as the organization celebrates its 70th anniversary. So that means it's now 80. And have decided today on new global sustainable development goals. There is the happy, nice stuff they say about it. And then there is the truth, complete control. Thank you, Robert. This right here, this UN 2030 agenda, it reads like a utopian, dystopian form of total control of all human beings and destruction of freedom. There is no freedom when you think you're going to guarantee everybody freedom. It has never worked like that, and it never will. We resolve between now, 2015, and 2030 to end poverty and hunger everywhere, to combat inequalities within and among countries, to build peaceful, just, and inclusive societies, to protect human rights and promote gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls, and to ensure the lasting protection of the planet and its natural resources. Have you seen that happen in the past 10 years? Is that a real thing? We resolve also to create conditions for sustainable, inclusive, and sustained economic growth, shared prosperity, and decent work for all, taking into account different levels of national development and capacities. This is just ridiculous. None of this is real. It couldn't possibly be real. It sounds like a bunch of toddlers made it up or something. I don't know. Our world today. I'll just read you this and then I got to get off of this one. We are meeting at a time of immense challenges to sustainable development. And what exactly is sustainable development? Because they don't really even talk about that. Billions of our citizens continue to live in poverty and are denied a life of dignity. But Klaus Schwab, he's got a life of dignity, doesn't he? There are rising inequalities within and among countries. There are enormous disparities of opportunity, wealth, and power. Gender inequality remains a key challenge. It's just dumb. It's just all dumb. Yes, it's where we eat the bugs. Although we did have a big talk the other day. Somebody was saying, I don't remember who it was. I think it was our Yowie, random over in Aussie land, who said that eating bugs, they're pretty good. I don't know. I'm not eating bugs. Anyway, yeah, I thought I was going to talk about something fun and good, and then I got into the UN Agenda 2030. Like, that's the opposite. But it's ironic because the UN Agenda 2030 for eradication of poverty and fear and sadness is also the opposite of the truth. Yeah, I'm sorry too, Connie. Oh, well. Why don't we sing a fun song? I'm just going to break into song right now. Unless you have a song you want to hear, I'm going to sing this one. There are worse things I could do than go with a boy or two. Even though the neighborhood thinks I'm trashy and no good, I suppose it could be true. But there are worse things I could do. I could flirt with all the guys, smile at them and bat my eyes, press against them when we dance, make them think there's still a chance, then refuse to see it through. That's a thing I'd never do. I could stay home every night, wait around for Mr. Right, take cold showers every day, and throw my life away on a dream that won't come true. I could hurt someone like me out of spite or jealousy. I don't steal and I don't lie, but I can feel and I can cry, a fact I'll bet you never knew. But to cry in front of you, that's the worst thing I could do. That is one of my favorite songs, and I know it very well. And I'll leave you with this one because, hey, hobo man, hey, dapper Dan, you've all got your style, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Do, 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 do. Your clothes may be Bogramallee, they stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Which one do you think this one is from, Connie? Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear, and not from head to toe, that matters. So senator, so janitor, so long for a while, remember you're never fully dressed. Though you may wear the best, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Do, 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 do. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, my smile is back. I got my new fake tooth and I feel great about it. It's a little sore, the fake one, but this one is fake. Why not talk about it, right? You know, people often come on the Beach Report and they say something nasty like, nice fake teeth. And you know, I always did enjoy flashing that gap here and saying, how can they be fake if one is missing? Well, now they look fake, but one really is fake. So I'm gonna own it. It's not bad. It's good. It's good that they do things like this for people because you're never fully dressed without a smile. It's so true. Thank you, Connie. I'm glad that you're here and happy to see you all tonight on tonight's Beach Report. We'll see you in the morning. So get some sleep. Ciao for now.